Hi friends, this is Selvajan here. Welcome to my networking channel. Hope all are doing good and safe. And today I'm going to show how to configure administrative distance. So administrative distance is an integer ranging from 0 to 255. So administrative distance always used to rate the trustworthiness of a routing information received from a neighboring router. So assume R1 learns the network about 2.2. This is an external route I configured. So it is learning the network 2.2. So it is learning via static route and OSPF and RIP. So static route will have always the least administrative distance 1, right? So always a route with the least administrative distance will be installed in the routing table. So always you can see the R1, the static route will be installed because it has a least administrative distance. So what happens if the router receives the routes, so if it is receiving the route, both the route are having the same AD, right? So if it is different AD, always the least AD will be installed. So if it receives two updates from R2, both are having the same administrative distance, then it will go for the metric. So what is metric read? It is a value used for finding the best path to the remote network. So first thing it will check the AD. So if the AD is different, it will look the least AD will be installed in the routing table. And if the AD remains the same, then it will check for the metric. So always the route with the least metric, right? So each and every routing protocol use a different metric. For example, RIP uses hop count for finding the best path, and IGRP and EIGRP uses a bandwidth. So always a route with the least metric will be installed in the routing table. So what happens if both the routes having the same AD and same metric, then the router will load balance. So that scenario I will explain in the later video. So today let us discuss about this administrative distance. So let us go to the running configuration of R1. So this is the thing I configured. So let us show run. So for learning the external network, that is 2.2.2 I told, right? So for learning the external network, I created three different routes. One is for via static route, IP route, static route, that is the external route, followed by the net mask and the gateway address, that is 1.2, right? Similarly, I also created a RIP version 2, and I advertised the directly connected interfaces, and also I created via OSPF, the same external route. It is learning via three different routing protocol. One is a static route, and next one is RIP, and third one is OSPF. So now let us check the routing table, right? So now let us go to the configuration, show IP route. So you can see in the routing table only the least administrative distance will be installed for this external route. You are able to see, right? 2.2.2, that is the external route. The router is learning. I already told, right? This external route I configure. There is nothing but a loopback address I have defined. And this address I have learned via the different routing protocol like static route, RIP and OSPF. So what happened? This router with the least AD, that is static route, will always have a AD of 1, right? So the least AD will be installed in the routing table. And this is the gateway 1.2. So this is an external route. So always you can see the least administrative distance value will installed in the routing table, right? So this is nothing but a default route. So now what we can do, let us go ahead and remove the static route. So I already told there are three routes I installed. One is the static route and a RIP version 2, and the third one is OSPF. So now let us remove the static route and let us see what we can see in the routing table, right? Show run include route. So I'm going to remove the static route, right? So let us remove the static route, which is just learned via external. So this is a static route I'm going to remove. And let us see the next, which is having the least administrative distance. So go to no. So I remove the static route. Now let us check the administrative distance. Show IP route, routing table. So you can see it will install the OSPF. You are able to see O is nothing but an OSPF, and this is an external route, and this is an administrative distance, right? So it is having the least administrative distance. So the next least administrative distance will be OSPF. It is having a AD of 110, right? And this is the default gateway. So our understanding, right? First we have seen it already learns three routes. So the route with the least administrative distance, static route installed in the routing table. Then I remove the static route. So now only the existing routing protocol, both OSPF and RIP, right? So since RIP is having an administrative distance of 120, the route with the least OSPF, right? OSPF is having the administrative distance of 110. So it is installed in the routing table. So this is how administrative distance work. So let us now go to the summary. The summary is nothing but AD is used to rate the trustworthiness of a routing information learned from the neighboring router. First, it will check for the AD, right? If it receives two updates, right? If it is learning the external network via two routing protocol, so the route with the least AD will be installed in the routing table. So both the AD remains the same, then it will check for the metrics. So metrics nothing, it may be a hop count or a bandwidth. each and every routing protocol will use a different metric. So if both the metrics remains the same, then what happens? If both the AD and the metric remains the same, then it will start a load balancing. So which I am going to explain in the later session. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching me. Please subscribe me for more videos and have a wonderful day.